time since the world ended, a brighter future awaits beyond the train.
Well, I hear my train a-coming.
There are places on the earth that are warming. You will have a say in our destination. And your choice will determine our future.
Hope is a slogan, an empty promise.
There's only one way, the way I do things.
Get back with Wilfred and dig a grave with Leighton.
Wait, there's options?
Melanie's sacrifice gave us a map. We find new weed and then we go back for the others.
Who the hell is that?
My name is Asha. I am a survivor.
Still don't get how it's possible to survive 8 years out there. There's still hope.
It's time to go get our train back.
Wilfred hates surprises.
Let's go give him one.
Battle stations!
8 of you against the great Mr. Wilfred.
I am calling on you to settle this with honor. We'll finish this where we started.
5, 4, 3, 2.
We keep everyone as alive as possible. Minus an arm or two. Well, I hear my train a-coming.
Another day, another near-death experience, right?
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for Snowpiercer, Season 3, streaming on TNT, and continuing on my coverage of this amazing Snowpiercer season. I recently had on Rowan Blanchard, I had on Mickey Sumner, and I had on Ito Goldberg. I now have Tristan himself, Ian Collins, in the house. How are you, Ian?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm excited, man. You all are killing it. I'm happy for y'all to have this out there as an actor as well. It's always good when you put in all that hard work for people to see the work. And so I'm excited for you, my friend. How are you feeling now that the work is out there and feedback in regards to your work as Tristan on Snowpiercer? Yeah,
I mean, the fans have been absolutely amazing. It's hard to believe it's been 4 years on this show. And, I'm excited to go back because it's family now. There's such a difference between season 1 and like how you approach things now. I love it. I love it.
I love it. I'm with you. That's all that really can say. It covers it all. It's such a great word. I love it. So tell me how it first started for you. Since this is my first time talking to you, you've been with the show for quite a bit now. What did you think when you first got the sides? Did you know about it? Did you read the graphic novel that it was based on and or the film that was different with Chris Evans? Tell me about how this role came to you.
I think most people, I saw the movie first with Chris Evans and was an instant fan of it. I still remember watching it on Netflix. But there was a pilot before the pilot for Snowpiercer, and I remember auditioning for that a year before Tristan came along, and then didn't get it, didn't hear anything from it, and then a year later auditioned for Tristan, and did the call back, still didn't think I was going to get it. I was like, no, they're looking for somebody else, which is what most actors do, I think, at that stage, just to talk themselves out of the downfall of, oh no, I didn't get it. The depression downfall. But then got the call and started going to the studio for the table reads. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then 4 years later, we're right here. So
yes.
Yeah.
All right. So finding out about the character, what did you connect with as Tristan, and how has this role been for you as an actor? Yeah.
I've always played Tristan as an actor. So I've always played Tristan as somebody who's fiercely intelligent. And with that intelligence, he creates these massive amounts of anxiety and fear. So, I mean, I think anybody can connect to that. Any intelligent person tends to think a little bit more than the average human and is on a different frequency. But I've also played Tristan as like, that's his safety blanket. That's his safety mechanism, is to look and pretend to be meek. And I think I can relate to that a lot. I think I think like most people, I mean, I stand 6 foot, 200 pounds. So I mean, I try to present smaller a lot of the times. So I think that was something that I brought into Tristan that I do really well is to have that meek humbleness to him. Yeah, so I love Tristan. I love playing him. I love putting on those glasses. Fun fact, it's been the same glasses for 3 seasons. So
I love it. Do you think he's the closest role you've played that it mirrors you as a person?
Yes and no. For the reasons like what I said before,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely a lot more outspoken, I think, than Tristan is.
Okay.
Even if it is a defense mechanism, I'm definitely, it's not my closest related character, that's for sure. But I still draw an Ian for Tristan. Absolutely.
I love it. Okay. So then what can fans expect now in season 3 with Tristan?
This is
without spoilers.
Epic season. I mean, it's been hard. It's been hard doing these presses and being like, because I'm such a fan. Like that's what Ian is to the core of what Ian is like he's a fan. So when I'm reading these scripts, I usually read them about 3 times. And this season, I just couldn't stop reading them. I'd be laying in bed reading them 3 times over because it's such a good, intense season. And as a fan, I just want to shout out everything that's going to happen. And that's the season finale is just, I honestly just read it again to make sure that I wasn't making stuff up in my head. And I was like, oh my God, all this happens. But for Tristan, you can expect to start seeing a lot more of Tristan starting episode 4. So that's exciting as well. It will be nice to see the progression for Tristan this season. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think fans are just going to be blown away. That season finale. Woo.
Ooh. I love it. So have you already wrapped on the season?
Just say everything.
So have you already wrapped on the season?
Yeah. Okay. We wrapped last year in August.
Okay. So what was filming like during this crazy pandy times as an actor? Was this the only project you were heavily working on? You know, because I've slowed down. I'm doing this hosting thing as an actor and working on scripts, but you know how difficult it is, I'm sure, as an actor with what's going on. So what was that like, as an actor? I'm always curious about, actors that have been working throughout this time in our lives right now.
It's a different world. It really is a different world. And as an actor, I think we're good at adapting. So I think that was something that you had to do really quickly. Season 2, we actually had to stop production because that was 2020 and that was March 13th. So all of our days got canceled. It was this big thing. Luckily for me, I was one of the first productions back. So I work heavily with Hallmark as well. And we did a movie 3 months after, like once the shutdown happened, those 3 months were done and we had the testing protocols in. And I went back to work after 3 months. So I was really fortunate and lucky, but it's a different world. It is full of testing and protocols, and it's a different world if you were working before. But that's what we're good at. We're good adapters. So I think safety is important, and listening to the scientists is important. I'm not going to pretend to know all of that stuff, but it's a different world. And I think as actors, finding your community is really important. I think the actors that succeeded during this time were the ones that didn't have to really struggle to find a reader. Auditioning is different now. Trying to get that job is different now. So if you already have that community, you don't have to scramble and look too far to ask a friend to read for each other, or getting that lighting equipment that you didn't have before. Auditioning is the big difference for me, and I personally love it. I think I can have a life now outside of acting, because I can just I can tape that when I need to tape it. So there's positives and negatives, but it's different.
I feel you. I completely agree. As like you were saying, we can get together through Zoom. We can tape our stuff. I think the playing field has changed, as you said, which it has its plus and minuses, but I love that I can do other stuff in a way. Yeah. And like you and I can connect right now, which has been amazing for like my hosting gig now. I love it. And then also as well, when I had Rowan and Mickey on, I had the two of them together. Just like the little community that was built on set, because it is now kind of you're trapped there in a way because of these measures, and you really only have your set team, your set family.
Yeah.
It's kind of beautiful, and you know, I'm being optimistic with just everything in the world.
Yeah, I think Snowpiercer family alone, like, I mean, all of us have been so connected because we have all worked together for 4 years, and a lot of the crew has been the same as well. So it's been a family in that sense, because we all go out together, we all party together, we all do the rap parties together. So it's a cute little family. But I think the pandemic definitely helped that as well, because we can't really talk to anybody else while we're filming. So it's made it even closer.
I love it.
I like it. Yeah.
So with that being said, do you have any special memories on set? When I talked to Rowan, she said her biggest memory was an epic Nerf gun battle. I don't know if you were involved with that Nerf gun battle. Do you have a special memory?
About it. I heard about it. I heard about that Nerf gun battle. They've also had water gun battles. They've had the crew gets a little restless after a while. My biggest memory, there's so many of them, but I think because we have such a large cast, is the holding tents. You know, when you're on set, there's a thing called, as you know, there's holding. So because we're in these big sets, there's these big tents inside of the studios for us to go and hold. And those are my favorite times, because it could be up to 20 plus actors in there. And a lot of these actors, I guess all of them, I idolize. And a lot of them I've been watching since I was, 12 years old, just idolizing them. So it's amazing to be there and like chat their ear off and get some advice and see their real personality. And you're just like, wow, like, who am I to be here, sitting across from these people who are just like so talented and at the top of their game. So those are my favorite moments. I like it when we're all together. I like the big tent stuff. I like when we all get to catch up.
I love that. And I'm with you on that. That's first off, well, let me say, you earned your flowers. You earned your spot to be there. So take nothing away from yourself, brother. You made it there. You earned it. But yes, just having that time to commune with community, with that actor family is the absolutely best. And I treasure that. And those are parts I miss when I can't be on set, is to find out what's going on and just show support with each other. So with that being said,
bunch, nobody else can understand us, It's
exactly.
We're a weird bunch. We're a weird one.
I love it and completely agree. So everybody, Snowpiercer is out now. It's streaming on Sci-Fi season 3. You can also catch up on episodes 1 and 2 as well. Check it out. See Ian playing Tristan, and let's build. I know I need to catch up, so I'm not gonna lie. There's other questions that I could kind of go, but I don't want to spoil it for myself and not be a faker. So I'm gonna put some time in, and then hopefully I can have you back in when the finale ends up, maybe, and I could be like, please. Yo, can you what down here, right? You know what I'm saying? So I can only really connect as an actor on that level and just that experience. So I want to go on that journey, if you don't mind, Ian, just how acting has been. I think you're based out of Canada as well.
Yeah, so I started in Toronto, and that's where I went to high school and college. I did a lot of theater in high school, and then took a big break from acting. I decided I wanted to be a chef. And I took kind of a big turn and thought that was it. I was working for these 5-star establishments. I had my red seal. I was qualified. And then I kind of just was like, I'm missing something. And a friend talked me into moving to Vancouver, and it wasn't that big of a talk, but I was like, yeah, let's try it. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then started doing commercials here about 8 years ago, 10 years ago, almost now. Okay. And then, started doing principal work a couple years after that, once I became union. And
Let's
then
go. Let's go.
yeah, just been going from there. Yeah, it's hard to believe. I recently I've been with my principal agent and management team for 8 years in February, and I just sent them a basket being like, it's 8 years. Wow.
I love it.
Time flies.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank
It's
you.
funny you brought up that you're kind of a cook too. Shout out to Ashley, who's just amazing, who helped put
she
this
is-
together.
Yes, the best. She really is.
Yes, get all those flowers, Ashley.
Yeah. Anybody out there looking for a team, any actor who like wants somebody good on their team, Ashley is the one. That's for sure.
Yes. So Ashley is put me in touch with Chavi, who's another one of her clients. I don't know if you know Chavi, but it's kind of funny. Like he and I got real close. We're both Filipino, but he's a little bit of a cook, and now I think that's like a running thing now at the moment. Like that chefs / actors. I love it. I need to like go dine with y'all and eat because I love to eat. Do you have a special cuisine that you?
I specialize in French, so I did like a lot. I'm a big sauce guy. I love sauces on everything. I love butter. So that's where I'm at.
I love it. I'm sorry I went on a tangent, but me and my wife are foodies, and if anybody cooks, like, hey, let's talk. So you got in, you like you said, you were celebrating an 8-year anniversary, building, just doing this actor thing. Has it, I'm always curious with Canadian actors, versus like, USA based actors. I'm in DC area. Most of my people are in LA, where we are all told LA is where it's at, but New York is where it's at. But really, as I'm sure you've seen, like a lot of stuff has moved to Canada. Do you feel any different as an actor? I always love having these conversations with actors and how they feel it's working for them and with their agents that you can be anywhere and be good. Do you feel like you're missing out? I'm just curious on your end with the,
I've always had the thought process of, you're going to have to go to LA. I still go to LA for the past 3 years, every year for pilot season, or what pilot season used to be, because that's just the process of what an actor is supposed to do. But I think as a Vancouver, especially a Vancouver actor, you have the privilege of building that resume and building those chops. They're still always going to be looking for those leads out of LA and New York. Like that's just flat out, that's what they're looking for. So you have to go down there if you want to do more and bigger things, unfortunately. And it is a little harder when you're Canadian artist to get down to the States. But we're fortunate enough that we have all these things filming here, so we don't have to worry too much about going down to LA in the beginning. So you can build your chops here. I'm a huge fan of working on the hallmarks, because I think, when you're starting out, you need to be able to do that dialogue. You need to be able to do 14 pages a day and not have a panic attack. That's part of this craft. So I think we're really fortunate that we have 150 hallmarks every year, and we have every single superhero show that's filming out here, because they need a guest star almost every episode. So we can build that resume out here. So we're really fortunate. We are.
Dope. I love that. So I would say with that, would any tips you'd have for a young actor that probably is watching this and curious about, your journey?
Community. That's the best advice I can give to anybody. When I started out, I didn't have that much of a community. And, as a young man, I think you see everything as a competition, and that would affect me a lot. But there is room for everybody in this industry. There really is. And community is important. You have to be able to, that's how you find stuff. That's how you find roles. I mean, I can think of 3 roles right off my hand that I got because I knew somebody on that production. So community. That's really what it is.
I love that.
And love it. You have to love it. It's hard. It's not easy. You have to love it.
Yes.
Have to love it.
Yes. And speaking of community, one of the things that I wear as a Superman logo on my chest is who I am as a culture. I'm Filipino as fuck, excuse my language. That's how hard I represent who I am. I'm part of the Nerds of Color, where it's another group that, just to show that we can make it. I know that you're racially diverse and you're part of the 2S LGBTQIA plus community. So I'm sure you wear it with your chest. Can you speak on to other actors that are like us in regards to that? And why is it so important for you to represent for us as a community?
Yeah, I mean, don't shrink yourself. I think we live in the best time ever existing to be who you are. So don't shrink yourself. Don't think that you have to fit in a mold. Don't think that you have to look like somebody else. Don't think that you have to be somebody else. Don't think because you come out of the closet that you're going to have to, that's all you're going to ever have to do. Don't think that because you're darker skin, don't even think about never going out in the sun. That rule of like the lighter the better. You have to be yourself.
Yes.
And when you're fighting against stuff, it reads. We have a camera in front of our face all day long, so it reads if you're fighting internally. Just be yourself. It's the most important thing, and that comes back to the community thing. If you have the proper community, you won't have to worry about being like Bill or Bob or fitting into a Denzel mold or fitting into, an Ian mold or a Kurt mold, or like you have to be that person. It just doesn't work. You're never going to book. You're never going to be that person. You have to be you.
I love that. I'm so with that. Say it with your chest. I'm here for it.
Proud. Pump it up.
Yes. Okay. So what are some other amazing projects or anything you're working towards right now that we can possibly plug and highlight as well beyond Snowpiercer season 3? Make sure y'all check it out right now.
Every Monday on TNT. Don't forget to check out a new episode of Snowpiercer. I'm filming some things right now that I can't speak too much about, unfortunately. So
we'll have to have you back then.
Stuff on the horizon. Sorry?
I said we'll have to have you back then.
Oh, yes, that would be great. I would love to. But yeah, I got some stuff on the horizon. I'm really excited about a couple of them. So I think it's going to be a great year. This is a great starting point for me. And don't forget to check out Snowpiercer. Really, it's going to be a great season. Amazing season.
Yes. I will be definitely checking out. Like I said, I got to catch up. I'm not going to fake the funk. I got to do some binging and some catching up. And then, yes, when that finale drops, I'll be like, hey, Ian, what's good? And then
please, yeah. I'm going to be like, I told you.
Okay.
This is a crazy episode.
and like I said, when all those other projects come through, I'd love to give you love and light and show, and spread the word once those drop. And let's do that.
Yeah. Let's
is
connect.
there anything else that beyond those projects, what do you want to do as an actor? What are you still finding or looking for that project that like challenges you and or like, are you also interested in getting behind the camera as well? Like kind of like what I'm doing, diving into like other elements.
Yeah. It's always been tough for me. I've always considered myself an actor first. I see myself directing because I am that type of personality. Like, I'm somebody who, people who don't know directors, they don't sleep. You guys, they are like up all night doing their thing. Like my friends that do directing, I'm like, you see them in the 2 weeks into the project and you're like, oh, sorry, you haven't slept, haven't you? Because they're just thinking about everything. So I do have that personality trait, but I'm really focusing on acting. I went hard in LA this year. I want to continue the progression that I see for myself. And, hopefully my goal in the next 5 years is to book a couple more recurrings and, just be lucky enough and fortunate enough to be called an actor and to love and pursue the passion that I have for this industry. So, I mean, that's my 5-year goal right now, which I'm really excited about. So I think, only good things can come from that if you're passionate about it.
I love it. Let's build. And I'm going to keep pushing that for you and I'm gonna hold you to it. And by doing that, I want you to put out your socials if you don't mind, like I said, so my fans can become your fans and so they can like, we just saw Tristan do this and Snowpiercer. What's good? But also just to give you all the love and light, man, as you're doing your thing and holding you accountable for those goals and be like, you slacking, Ian, what you doing? Let's keep it moving because we love you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That's what community does.
There we go.
But you can definitely follow me on Instagram at fresh_Collins, and then on Twitter at Collins_IC.
There you go. I'm gonna have it on the screen right now. Y'all see it, and it'll be in the description below as well. Thank you, Ian, for this time. I really appreciate it. Y'all,
my absolute pleasure.
Check out my man Ian Collins as Tristan in Snowpiercer season 3 right now on TNT. Catch up with 1 and 2, and you'll see him there as well. And also these other amazing projects that are coming out soon that he can't exactly talk about. But if you check out IMDb, it kind of gives us the inside info, so we can be like, "Yo, hey, what's good?"
A little bit of
all the love, Ian. All the love from here, all the way to Canada, man. Appreciate you so much.
My pleasure.
Ian Collins, y'all, your boy Kuya P. It's the legend Kuya P on Twitter, TikTok, and IG. And of course, here at the NRW and at New Release Wednesday, where nerds rule the world. We're out of here. All right.
Attention. This is Ian Collins from Snowpiercer, hanging out with NRW. Come hang out with us. Attention. This is Ian Collins from Snowpiercer, hanging out with NRW. One train, one world.